So if you've been following the blog post, you'll see that we've installed the software to Tenable, and we can see that with Procomon, Tenable's software is actually looking for files that don't exist within the folders that it installs to and with. So what we can also see is that a authenticated user, i.e. in our case a lower privileged user than that of the installer or the commander, can actually write to this folder, and it gets questionable around here, and they can do this folder, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into that low privileged user, and we're going to so look, we're going to plant the java.exe flat inside of Nessus. So we're going to go with this one. So Tenable Nessus java.exe, and it's going to hopefully ingest it and run it as system on the behalf of a low privilege user, yielding a privilege escalation. So let's go low priv. Put in the wrong password. Which one is cool? And then quite simply get our evil java.exe, copy that into Tenable, Nessus, and literally just leave it there. Done. And then if we just go to computer management, user, lowpriv, don't take my word for it, it's a member of the users group. And then that's literally now just a waiting game for low privilege users executable to be consumed by Nessus and run. So let's log back in as me, high privileged me. I'm so privileged. And then so let's go to services, and let's restart Tenable. So we'll just assume that there's been an update or some shit, or I don't know. We're going to restart it, so it could be an operating system update, a server reboot, or whatever. So let's stop that, and then let's start that. There we go. There's our shell and Cobalt Strike. We go to process list, and then what we're on, process 6376. In fact, let's do it this way. You can see Java there, 6376, running with system privileges. It looks like it's being called a few times, and that's your privilege escalation. So if we just go to interact, shell, who am I? Enter authority system. So that's it. And it's a little bit unfair to pick on Nessus because it seems to be common in a lot of software, but I have seen it in other software where they've actually considered this and they've applied permissions post installation. So I think VMware and Nexpose are okay. Anyway, that's really this, just using Nessus as a dojo to sort of apply the theory. So if you're ever in a position where you're responsible for installing software on shared systems, I would definitely consider this. And if you're a pen tester or a red teamer, and you have enough time to identify the software being used in its locations, granted you're probably already balls deep in it to achieve that, but it's a nice tip to know, right? I wouldn't say that it was right up there with the most elite methods of privilege escalation, but it's still I think it's worth knowing than than not knowing. Probably more for the blue guys when they're installing than the offensive guys. But if they're both not using it, then don't know. If the blues aren't defending against it and the reds aren't using it, it doesn't matter. But you know, that's it anyway. So that's the demonstration. Thanks.